Welcome back to the Crochet Criss, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do the crisscross bag, and this is actually really neat. It's a crisscross crochet stitch, and what I'm going to show you today, there is the slip stitching that you see here, and when you're going to fold it, you will want to fold it so that it's on an edge, so that it's completely awesome. We're going to be doing a back and forth motion, so when you look at this particular seam line that you have, do you see how the yellow comes across and then turns around and goes back the other way? So when it comes across, it turns around and goes back. So you can see that there's a definite kind of imbalance of the color right here, and if you put it right on the seam line, so for example you fold it right in half, you will always have two sides that look completely normal because the change in the color is right on the edge. So what we're going to do today is that this is a really easy, fun TV project to do. So what we're gonna do is get you started, and you're gonna single crochet and then we're gonna start our crisscross. I'm gonna show you the tips on being able to build up for this. Jeannie came up with a concept that I love. I don't know if she came up with it herself, but it's in a few of her patterns where she does a chain up of 3 and then crisscrosses over and then uses the same chain 3 in order to go into, and because she does that, it really makes it a nice hidden one, because if you don't do that, you end up with this really god-awful seam line that is really quite open and looks imbalanced. In order to play today, we're going to be using Caron Cotton Cakes. The color that you see is Calico Flowers, and we're going to be using a size G 4mm crochet hook in order to play. On page number 2, we got Diva Dan to make you a graph, and what's going to happen is that we're going to single crochet. Notice the wrong side here, WS is wrong side. So whenever we go to crochet, we're going to turn at the slip stitch and go in the opposite direction. So when you're doing the crisscrossing, you're going in the right side direction, and then etc. So just make sure that you are turning, and we're going to be covering how this is done here, and you'll see that it's a crisscross as we're completing. So let's get going now, and let's start. I'm going to get you started, and you're going to chain 100, but I'm not going to do a 100 sample here because I've already got it done, and then we're going to join me back on the bag itself, and then we're going to complete the top and the bottom and do handles. Let's without further ado, let's create the slip knot to begin, and you are just going to want to chain 100, but I want to show you something so that you can keep yourself organized. So go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. As soon as you get 10, just take it off the loop off and go into the beginning one, and then continue. So put it back on, and then go 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 and 20, and go all the way to 100, and when you do this, it keeps the chain from twisting. So let's continue, get all the way to 100, and see me back here in just a moment. For demonstration reasons, I'm not going all the way to 100 because I have it already done. So I only have 30 on here, but you'll have 100, and as soon as you have that last one done, then what's gonna happen is that you're gonna yarn over and pull through and through, and then that's it. So what we have to pay attention to is the very first time we don't want to have this chain twisted, and so you want to keep it nice and organized, and you see it's not twisted. Let's begin round number 1. So we're going to just put the straggler down on top of the line. So you're gonna chain up 1, and in the same one as the join, you're going to single crochet, and what I want you to do is turn it over and get the back hump of the chain, and if you get the back hump of the chain, you end up with a really perfect edge at the base, because we're gonna be crocheting this along there. So we have the back hump only. The first one is always awkward, and then you're gonna pull through and then pull through. So I'm just putting the straggler down on top of the line so I can bury it. So once you do the first one, just go in the back hump of the next stitch or the next chain, and keep doing that all the way around. You should end up with 100 stitches going all the way around. So meet me back there, or meet me up there in just a moment. Once you get all the way back around, I want you to join and slip stitch to the first single crochet. You should have a total of 100. I would verify that. If it's 102 or 98, you're still good to go because it's in multiples of 2. I want you to turn your project now and go the other direction. Now this is going to be classified as the right side as we go to do this. Now we're going to start up, and we're going to do a beginning X stitch. So it's going to be chaining a 3. Does not count as a stitch, it's more of a builder, but notice where it's coming out of. Okay, so in the beginning X stitch, it's different from the regular X stitch. So you're just gonna go immediately to the next stitch, and you're going to double crochet, and now accessing it from behind, you're just going to yarn over, and you're going to double crochet into the where the original chain 3 comes out of. This creates the opportunity of having no gapping spaces when you go to slip stitch in a round. So this is what you want. So now we're gonna just carry on with the regular X stitch for the remaining. So you're gonna skip the next stitch, go into the second one over and double crochet, then yarning over and accessing it from behind and go into the stitch you skipped. You get used to this motion. I love this stitch because you get texture. So then the X stitch, so you skip the next one, go to the second one over, and then you're yarning over and going to the one that you skipped. And you're gonna do that all the way around. I'll show you one more time. So skipping the next one, double crochet in the next one after that, and then double crocheting in the one you skipped. Please do that all the way around for round number 2. As you come all the way back around, you're still doing your X stitch and you're going to exit right into the very last stitch, which is this one. It's going to appear that you have one stitch left over, but don't be confused because see where this chain 3 is coming out of? That is the last stitch, just like you see. So you're just going to join it to the top of the first double crochet that you have. Totally ignore that chain 3. It's a builder. Once you have that done, you're going to turn your work and then go row number 3. If you want to flip it inside out to make it easier, then that's up to you. I like to crochet just how you see it here on the outside, rotating around. So this one here, you're going to chain up 1 and you're going to start immediately in the first. See how it's crisscross? This is part of the chain 3 that you can see here. So you want to start in your first one, right in the top of the first double crochet, and then continue to single crochet each stitch all the way around. So don't get confused on that very first one so that you don't accidentally create an extra stitch. So it's one single crochet all the way around. You're now technically looking at the back side, the wrong side of the project, and it's a really simple pattern to be able to maintain to do this. So when I come back, then we'll turn around and show you one more time. So I'm coming back around and I'm doing my single crochet and I'm paying attention to the X stitches that you see. So you can see you got 2 more left in order to finish. And then you're just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet. It's right over here. And then you're going to turn your work. So you're gonna turn, I would flip it again. So now you're looking at the right side of the project. So chain 3, remember it doesn't count as anything, it's a builder. And you're gonna come immediately to the next stitch that's available to you. So you're just gonna come into the next one and you're gonna double crochet and then you're going to X stitch then in the one that has the chain 3. And then you simply just X stitch around. So skip the next one and go into the next one after that and then just exit all the way around. So you're just gonna continue to do this until you get to 11 inches tall on the project, and you'll probably use 1 yarn ball or maybe just 1.5 by the time you get up there, and then we're going to then carry on from that part of the project. So what I want you to do is go back and forth just applying your X stitches and your single crochets, and when we come back then we'll have that done for you and then we'll continue to the top. So once you get your 11 inches tall, you can just take a tape measure and check it out, and you can see it looks all really quite amazing and it's beautiful. And right now the way that we finished it is that we've just finished a single crochet. That means we're looking at the wrong side. So I want you to flip it. We're gonna turn it one last time and we're going to continue then on the right side of the project for the duration of this bag. So what we're going to do is the next few rounds is that it's all gonna be single crochet, and we're gonna go in a continuous round around so that we always stay on the right side. So let's start round number 1. We're gonna chain up 1 and we're just gonna single crochet in each of the stitches going all the way around. We're now looking at the right side of the project, so make sure that you are too, and just single crochet yourself all the way around for round number 1 of the top band. So I'm coming all the way around on round number 1 and I'm making sure that I'm getting every stitch. This is part of the first one, so that's not a stitch, and you're just going to slip stitch it and good to go. So rounds number 2, 3 and 4 each are the same. Chain up 1, single crochet in each, and then slip stitch as you come back around and move up. So please do the next 3 rounds on your own. So rounds 2, 3 and 4, and I'll be back then and I'll show you how to fasten off at that time. So I'm coming up to the last round and I'm just going to slip stitch then to the beginning single crochet. Now I've already cut my yarn, so I'm just gonna pull that yarn through. Here's a tip for you. When you go to sew on your straps, if you want really truly invisible sewing, the yarn almost ran out for me. So what I've done is that I've taken out the remaining of this particular color and I'm gonna save it so that when I start at the bottom of the bag it'll be at a different section of the ball. So you can see that the band is almost the same color all the way through. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna save this, and then what I want to do at this moment is that I am going to throw this into a tapestry needle and I'm gonna weave it in and get it out of the way. You know, I'm one of those people, I like to get my yarn tails dealt with as soon as possible. So just folding it over so I can access it from the behind, so from the back, and I'm just going to go about 1 inch through the stitch work. Now the needle that I'm using, you see that it's slightly bent. This is actually found in the leather section of the craft store. It's a leather needle and I really love it for that because it's nice and pointy and it really does separate fibers really quite well, so it's not a blunt thing, and obviously it will go through your skin pretty quickly too. So you gotta be very careful. So you're going back and forth a total of 3 times on the back side of the project. So this is the inside of the bag that we're seeing. And what we're going to do then is that we're gonna move to the base of the bag, finish that off, get that sealed up so nothing falls out of the bottom, and because you've gone back and forth 3 times you can safely cut it down into the project. So let's turn this bag upside down now. So you're still looking at the good side of the project. So now we're just gonna turn it and I'm looking for the seam line as I'm going all the way. You can see that the starting strand that we had is right here, so that's obviously where we're gonna start today. So what I want to do at this moment is that I want to begin and I want to attach some new yarn here, and we're gonna start going around the base of the bag next. So we have 2 rounds to do for the base of the bag, so we're just gonna attach some new yarn and attach it right where the slip stitching is that you have when you started it, and just put the straggler with it so it gets trapped into position, and you're just gonna join it. Okay, so that counts as a chain 1, so it says chain 1 in the instruction, and now I want you to single crochet into that same one again. And pull everything nice and tight. And I want you to single crochet all the way around once again on the base. Now because I had you go in the back hump of the chain, is that this actually looks like regular crochet, and that's why I have you do stuff like that. So it's awesome. So once you bury these stragglers maybe about 1 inch or 2, what you can just do is safely get rid of them and just get them out of your way and continue to go all the way around. So please do the first round 1 single crochet into each, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm coming all the way back around and I'm just slip stitching to the last one here. Sorry, I'm single crocheting and I'm gonna slip stitch to the first single crochet. So now we're gonna do our last round, nice and simple. Just chain up 1, and I want you to single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then the next 2 are 2 together. So single crochet, so insert in, pull through, go to the next one, pull through, you get 3 loops, pull through all 3. So the next 2 are by themselves, so 1 and 2, and then the next one is putting 2 together, just like you see. So 2 by themselves, and the next one's 2 together. So insert in, pull through, insert the next one, pull through all 3 loops. Please do that all the way around for round number 2, which is the final round of the base of the bag. So I'm coming all the way around and I am just putting a slip stitch to the first single crochet. So what I want to do is I want to trim an extra long yarn tail here so that I can use that to sew the base of the bag together. To do this, I'm just going to pull the final strand through. I've already cut it and I'm just gonna pull it through, and what I'm gonna do is reposition this so that I'm gonna sew along the base of the bag. To sew along the base of the bag, I'm just going to pick it up and I'm looking for the seam line that you see right here, and I want that to be right in the fold, just like you see. So, and I'm just checking the colors, and that's exactly where I want it to be, and I'm going to fold it down here in the base. So what I wanted to do is that I want to whip stitch then using this strand going all the way across, and I'm just gonna show you quickly how to do that, and then we're gonna move up to the straps next. So we're just gonna throw it onto a tapestry needle, and just simply going into the one side and then go directly across the neighbor to the other side and pull through, and then jump to the next stitch on the base on the bottom side and just next stitch on the top side and pull through. It's nice cotton, so you can pull this nice and tight for you without worry. So just pull, go through both and then pull. So this is called the whip stitch, and I'll see you at the end of going across here, and then I will show you how to fasten off the loose ends. So once you get through to the final, just make sure you go into all the stitches so you don't end up having a hole at the base. And the very final one, I just want you to loop the yarn through so it kind of wants to knot onto itself. Then what I want to do is that I want to weave it in and out of these stitches a total of 3 times. So 1, and then through a different path going in the other direction for 2, and then different path again, 3rd time is a charm. Therefore you can cut that right down and you don't have to worry about any loose ends. So now what I'm gonna do is that we're just gonna quickly talk about the handles, and then I'll show you a different tutorial because the handles, I love the handles that I do, so I want to show you that, and I already have that filmed. So here are the handles that I'm gonna have you make, and you're gonna make a total of 2 of them. Again, you'll see that they're different colors because it comes out differently in the ball. And so what we're going to do is that I'm gonna show you a different tutorial on how to make these things, and then what we're going to do is then come back and I'm going to show you how to attach them to the very tops. So let's go to that tutorial now, make 2, and I'll be right back. So we need to make 2 handles. You see here what they are is 5 rows, okay, 5 rows of single crochet, and then the 6th row what we do is we sandwich it up and single crochet our way all the way across, which creates a nice gripping handle which is not too obscene in your hands, like it's not too big. So let's begin to do that. So you have to only chain 100. You have to do 2 of these. I've got them already done, but I'll show you how that's done, and then we're gonna continue then to sew that to the project. So let's grab our 4mm size G crochet hook in order to play. So let's get our slip knot ready, and let's zoom in and let's get after it. So I want you to chain a total of 100. I'm not going to do 100 because I've already got it done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you're gonna have all the way to 100. I want you to turn it over and get the back hump of the chain and single crochet yourself all the way across. You will have the most perfect edge if you do it all the way like that. The only product that does not ever work on is Bernat blanket. When you turn it over to do that, it creates a gapping space because the yarn is so thick. But that is my standard technique of turning it over and getting the back chain. And actually I find with myself as a kid is that I could never get that chain to look right, and when you go in the back hump just like that, it literally creates the most perfect first row ever, and because you never have a row that kind of looks out of place. So that was row number 1 out of 5. Turn your work, and now this is 2. So chain up 1 and single crochet yourself all the way across and go right to the very end. So this is row number 2. Obviously it will take you longer to get across. You got 100 stitches. I only have like 9 at this time. So how did I know I had 9 without really having to count? Well, when you crochet a chain and you go second chain from the hook, so if I crochet 100 and I go second chain from the hook, that means I'll have 99 when you have to eliminate 1 stitch out or 1 chain. So turn your work. Let's do row number 3. Just continuing to go across. I kind of like this part of the project itself. You can sit in front of the TV, not really have to worry about too much. If you're a person that can watch TV and look away a lot, the handles are really quite easy to be able to master. So we're gonna turn our work and go for row number 4. It's almost like a tango, isn't it? Do you remember Fred Flintstone doing the tango? I always remember the music from that. Okay, so this is row number 4 that we're about to finish. Turn our work, go for row number 5. So this is the final row. So just continuing to go. So what I want to do then after I get row number 5 done, we want to sandwich this in half and create a tube shape like that. I really don't like crocheting small little mini tubes, but I like doing it like this where I can just do my rows back and forth and then fold it. It's a lot easier. It's less headache too. So what I want you to do is sink your hook into the first stitch and then fold it up and get the matching stitch on the other side and pull it together. Get your straggler and pull it through, and then single crochet. So advance one stitch on the one side and advance the next stitch on the other side and put it together. And you're just gonna single crochet yourself all the way down, and you're seeing that you're creating a tube-like shape by doing so. So please do that all the way down, and you can leave an extra long yarn tail at the end of this one because you can use that then to sew it to the project, which we'll be doing next. So eventually you get here, you can leave an extra long yarn strand, and then what we're going to do is pull down the project again, and we're going to start then marking it out where we want it, and then we're going to sew it to the bag itself. The first thing I want to do is that I want to mark where I want the handles, and I put my hand down. It's about 3.5 inches, and that's exactly where I want the handles to be. So I'm going to mark the first side. It's about 3.5 inches in. Of course, if you want to change it, that's up to you on where it is. And I'm just gonna put a strand through it. I'm going to go to the other side. My hands are about the same size, and I want to put a stitch marker there too. And then what I want to do is that I want to fold up the bag so I can see the back end. So keep it nice and level, and this one here matches, and put a stitch marker there, and then do the same with the other side. Fold it up, and just of course always visually double check it too. So these are where the handles are gonna be. So what I'm going to do is that I always work from the handles from the inside, so I'm going to fold up the edge and work on the back side first. And what I want to do is that I want to place the handles so that there's no twist to it. So this is where you did the last join when you join them together. So they're gonna come up and around and then back in on the other side. So right where I have it marked is right where I want to place the handle. So I'm going to come down to 4 rows, and this is gonna be about in the center of the strap, and this is where I want to attach the first one, and then I'm gonna come over and attach the other ones just like you see. I'm gonna flip the entire bag then and do the other side. So let me show you how to do the first one. So using the same color, I had you say purple if you did that. Well, yours could be any color. So what I want to do is just realign the handle into the purple section, and I created an extra long slip knot that is on the other side of this strand. I'm gonna come in through the handle and out through the other side. Because it matches purple, it's pretty much invisible, and I'm gonna pull it mostly the way through and stop at the slip knot that you see. I'm gonna then dive back from the back side, coming back forward, and I'm gonna put that loop onto the needle, and what that will do is it'll lock it together. And because I left an extra long strand with this, I'm going to use a tapestry needle to hide that as well. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to circle around. So I'm gonna go up, across, down, and back across, and then a couple in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is just go in and out, and once you have that secured, you can take out that stitch marker and keep it out of your face and keep it out of your hair, and just continue to work around just like you see. So when I come back, I'll be at the end of this and I'll show you how to fasten this off. Okay, once you're satisfied with this, then you're just gonna be on the inside. Make sure it's nice and secure so that you can hold stuff in your bag without worry. And then all you're just going to do is circle it around so that you end up creating a knot. So just circle it, and then the magic thing is to go in and out a total of 3 times. So once, a different path, which is twice, and final path is 3 times. And then what I want you to do is that I want you to feed on that strand that we started with, the extra long strand from the slip knot that you had. And what I just want you to do is just feed that through. You can probably just go one time because it's already in a knot on the project anyway. So just going in and just drag it through a good section of it, and then you can safely just trim that out as well, and any other loose ends that you may have. So what I want you to do is repeat this, what you already know, and then repeat it to the other side. So just feed it up, so make sure that there's no twist. Attach it to the other side, and then once that's done, then just flip the whole bag and then just peel it backward and then do the other handle just like you see. So when I come back, I'll have that done for you on the camera. So here's my finished bag. It's crisscrossed. The bottom is awesome. I've got my handles on. I can just put anything I want inside within obviously a weight tolerance. But this is a really great idea. It's a nice waste of an evening to be able to make something and actually have something that's practical too. And I think it's really quite awesome. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd. So that's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.